Alright everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy PawRado and we're back at it for another video. So today we're hopping in because we are going to be discussing exactly what characters should you be using to get ready for the 2.5 here on One Piece Bounty Rush. Now this is mainly geared towards what the possibilities of what I think the EX unit is going to be and the current metas are currently in the game and how that may cause a shift. So if you guys want to cause a shift in the number of subscribers currently in the Rado gang, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button down below if you are new here on the channel, and make sure to like the video as well to let me know that you guys are interested in this kind of content. But with all that being said, make sure to grab your drinks, get comfortable, and let's hop into this video. Alright, so currently right now we are in a very strong green meta where afterwards Bandai has been releasing multiple green units to kind of encourage the green behavior, mainly led by Roger and Odin. And then we also had some red units come into the mix as well to help with balancing the green units and having units that aren't EX units be able to defeat them, so that way the game is in a fair balance when it comes to color advantage and certain perks that they have. With that being said, I think that the new unit that is going to be coming is going to be, in my opinion, it's either going to be, I think it's going to be blue primarily. I think it's going to be blue, and if it's not blue, it's going to be another red unit. And green is going to be my last choice just because we got 2 EX green units already this year, so I don't see them adding a third. I think it's either going to be a blue unit to counter the reds that are currently in the game, or it's going to be a red unit to be the main firepower behind balancing the Odins and the Rogers that are running wild right now. So with that being said, if you are A, skipping the banner, or B, you want to have a contingency plan if you don't end up pulling EX unit, then some things that you need to be aware of are exactly what characters should you be looking for right now. And with me, my opinion, let's go ahead, hop in here. Now you may or may not have these units, so all of this is roughly based around your box. The main colors I would be focused on right now is actually red and blue, and if you can make a team with both of them, you should be alright. But those are going to be the 2 main colors I'm going to be focusing on. Green is going to be next, the third one I'm going to talk about. But these units specifically, in my opinion, can carry you to handle you some MVPs in league battle, or if not, contribute greatly so that way you keep on winning in league battle and will not die. So leading off all the reds, I am going to say I'm going to break down a handful of units that I think, and it's going to be a good mix, that are going to be good choices for you to be using here on One Piece Bounty Rush. So the first one, as duly noted, if you have them, make sure your Blackbeard is up to par. Blackbeard is still a threat because a lot of people are running with green, so he easily already wins the color battle with them, and Blackbeard is just still semi-busted. So if you have Blackbeard, that is the way to go. He gets heals, he can pull Odin off of the treasure, which gets rid of his invincibility, so you can kill him there. He, like you said, he heals himself, he cancels out their skills and their dodges within his darkness attacks. So that is a very good unit that you should be working on right now, and that's if you have him. He is an EX, so that's why it's heavily stressed if you have. The other one, Snake Man from the Luffy banner last year, is another good unit that you want to take advantage of if you have him. He's a great runner. You can also use him as an attacker. He does great damage input. The tremor effect from his skill 1, I believe. Let's look at it. Yes, from his skill 1, the block Mamba. You can't beat the tremor effect that happens there. It's very clutch, especially if you're actually defending a treasure. You can make it more difficult for them to capture it, or if you want to set a trap for yourself to capture a treasure with him, then you can use your skill 1 and then your opponent will be taking damage, so they won't be able to effectively hit you as much if everything is placed correctly. Another red unit you want to look at, believe it or not, is, and there's going to be a couple believe it or nots in this list, and these are just units that are good in my opinion, is going to be Caesar the Clown. He does an excellent job at defending between his poison gas and his little slime creatures that he creates. He does a lot of damage, especially once his gas AoE attack is gone. You actually deal a good amount of damage. Wano Chopper. Chopper's the GOAT. That's all I'm leaving. That's all I'm saying. I'm leaving it at that. Make sure you skill 2. Get your Chopper to 6-star. We're stopping at that. Alright, we're going to scroll down a little bit. This row is going to be the second row we're going to talk about here in my list. CP0 Lucci is very good. He's still heavily used. He's a very solid red unit. He has a couple ranged attacks and he does a good amount of damage. And I believe he heals himself as well, so that is a plus. U-Rogue is another good red defender. That tier, he heals himself. He has a counter. He can be made a little tanky. I would prefer, honestly, if I were doing it, I would use another red defender, and we'll get to there's actually pretty much a row of defenders underneath there that we're currently looking at that I would probably use before U-Rogue, but if you do have him, he is a good option. He can save you. Next one onto this, my boy Zoro, Dressrosa Zoro, in my opinion, they did that character, this unit, a lot of justice. He has excellent range attack, excellent damage output. He isn't really all that squishy, and he can heal himself. So definitely a great red unit to have in your arsenal. I would focus on him as well. We are going to look at Garp now, a very good red defender. He is probably the best one to run if you're looking at a Roger counter, just because of color advantage, and he has a perk or a trait that is good against captains. And I'll read it off for you. When attacking, is the first one. When attacking character type captain enemy, increased damage dealt by 30%. When attacked by character type captain enemy, reduce the cooldown of your skill 2 by 5%. We're gonna hop over. Your skill 2 is the giant iron ball, which leads to a knockback, which leads to Roger being able to heal himself. Therefore, it creates a cycle that is going to be good. And once again, Roger is a captain. Roger is green. He falls very, very into what Garp can counter, and is going to be great for you. Onigashima, I think it's Onigashima. Law, very great character. I still run him a lot personally with the Wano Chopper. He's very fun to run. He heals himself. Excellent damage output. If you aren't careful with what you're doing, he could be a little bit of a glass cannon, but you'll take down about 2 or 3 people before someone actually gets you. So definitely great to use. God Usopp, same category as Chopper, but he's in the believe it or not category. He's the GOAT. He actually, you cannot, if you don't have him and you haven't played and you're new, Usopp actually can get hit like 2 or 3 times before he actually dies. So he can withstand 3 final blows, I think it is, just about, before he actually goes down. So definitely Usopp is goated. And the last red unit I really want to highlight is, we'll highlight one more, is Kid. Me personally, he dropped with the law. I like the law better. However, if used effectively, he can heal, and he has great knockback effects, which gives him HP and also keeps your enemy away from the treasure, which is what you want. The last one we're going to talk about is Nico Robin. I haven't played a lot with her personally, I just know a lot of other people that use her, and she does very well with defending when it comes to the gameplay that they do. So she will get more so an honorable mention out of this, but I'm really going to leave it as Kid as the last one to have a solid mention in this list. Okay, so we're hopping into the blues now, which is the other category I think is going to have a big notion and a big move coming for the 2.5 anniversary. Like I said, I think Reds is going to have something. If you're balancing it out now, blue is going to be able to balance the red. We're going to talk about green as well, because green, of course, is going to balance the blue EX unit that I believe is coming out. So we'll get to that last. I just think green is going to slowly coast off after this. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more reds and a lot more blues that come out just to feed into selling the blue. But if we take a look at it, the first one I want to talk about is this Ace and Marco duo unit right here. He is very good for being able to defend and support your team. He's able to heal your team, create a wall when it comes to getting treasure whenever capturing it, or if you need to secure it for a little bit. That he does an excellent job with that. And then the ranged Fire Fist is just absolutely amazing when it comes to that. The next one, there's not a lot of blues out here, which is why I think blue is going to get the buff that it needs. Next one is I'm going to throw more so an honorable mention out to the Sanji, the recent one that came out. He is a great runner. He can go around the map fast, but that's all the stock I'm really going to put into that Sanji. I think that maybe whenever Raid 2 comes out, he is going to be a whole lot better, but at the current moment, that Sanji, he's a great runner and can get around where he needs to, but that's all I'm going to leave at that. Magellan is a great defender as well. I had a lot of fun with Magellan. If you check out my videos with him, with PvP and Survival 100, I had an absolute blast with that. So definitely check those out. He is a good one. EX Big Mom, she is an EX. My opinion, she is the worst EX. However, she still is an EX unit. She can take care of stuff when need be, so that is going to be, she's there. If you have EX Big Mom and she's the best thing you got for blue, I would go ahead and take it. Then General Frankie has recently pretty much solidified his place as one of the best defenders, best blue defenders here in the game. So General Frankie is somebody you want to focus on if you got him. The Luffy combo, Law and Luffy, Dressrosa, Pirate Alliance, whatever you want to call that group, that one is a very solid choice for MVP status right there. That he would be the #1 highlight out of all this that you would need to focus on as far as characters to level up. And recently, Pell, if you can work around the amount of damage he takes, then you'll be fine. He deals a good bit of damage. He heals himself. Very solid blue unit in my opinion. I just don't have him. I ran him in Survival 100. Forgot to finish the process to store his levels, so he is back at level 1. But he is a very solid blue unit. If you just work with that damage that he takes, he'll be very good in my opinion. Okay, so we're on the green units now, and just about all of these right now, they've been clutch. They're very solid in the gameplay right now. The only one I don't have currently, and I do want to say this about the blue units, another good solid blue unit that's currently out is the EX Shanks. I currently don't have them. If you have EX Shanks, level that man up. You'll be good to go. I promise. Shanks can hold his own. That being said, the other one I want to mention for the greens is Roger, because I don't have Roger. It's Roger. I don't have to say anything else on it. If you have Roger, you know what to do with Roger. That's all I'm going to leave. That's all I'm going to say. We're on here. The Ace and Luffy combo, I don't run him a lot personally. A lot of people do. He can deal a lot of damage and get around the map fast. He's also a free-to-play unit, so that's dub #1 right there. So you should be good to go with that. Soga King, same category as Chopper and God Usopp. Don't sleep on him. Just run him. I promise you won't do yourself any harm right there. Leaving it at that. Lucci, GOAT. His kit is good. He heals himself. He does a lot of damage. He personally, the way I have him built at least, he takes a lot of damage as well, so he's not going to fall down easily. Very solid unit. The Green Runner Ace is great for running. He has the counter, which could open up a spot for you to quickly grab a treasure that you actually might need to secure that last second dub that we all either fall victim to or we get, and we're just so excited, and that's what makes us love the game. Odin, EX unit, definitely would run him, focus on him, get him leveled up all the way. I have mine. He's still in special training. He is 5 levels away from getting 6-star. I'm so excited for it. I am waiting so bad to get 6-star Odin gameplay out for you guys. Mihawk is another solid green defender. He heals himself. He has all range attacks just about. I want to say the closest that he get is maybe medium. So I would definitely work on him. He's used throughout the game, really. You see him everywhere. And depending on how close you can get into him, you're going to have problems whenever you run against a Mihawk. So I would definitely focus on him. Aokiji is really good. Aokiji heals himself, does AoE, has ranged attacks and close range attacks. All over, Aokiji is fairly good, and he's not the fastest character in the game, but he does have a good amount of speed on it. Okay, next we're going to talk about the V2 Katakuri. You want to be looking for this one, the green one. There's another one that's red. He's okay. The green one, in my opinion, is better. He has greater range on his attacks. He heals on his block mochi attack, and it's a rapid fire. I'm not sure if it has tracking or not, but you're definitely going to get stuck. He's definitely going to get some heals. He's a very great solid defender to have to work on if you're going to be countering this future blue meta that's going to be coming. Kaido is actually Kaido's not the, I wouldn't say he's the best. He can contend as what should have been last year's should have been EX unit. However, which is okay. His skill 2 leads to your dodge being taken away, which is the only bad thing about it. But the damage you're going to be doing after you pop your skill 2 and get drunk is insane. So Kaido is another one I would work on, even though hopefully we get better Kaido within the next week. That's what I'm hoping on, and then he will still be viable. I would just personally would run around the other Kaido. Next is this Whitebeard right here. He can carry you all the way. In double S's, you'll be perfectly fine with using Prime Whitebeard. He fits in with the green meta. He does a lot of damage. The only thing I would really work on is his damage reduction, because he does have a problem with that. But besides that, you can't take damage if you're dealing too much and wiping out everybody. That is my philosophy on that. Next one we're going to talk about, I think it should be the last one for greens. It looks like it is Rayleigh is also another great unit to run on. He's very fast. He does a good amount of damage, and he can, from what I've seen so far, he can take a lot of damage as well. So Rayleigh is another good one. So if you get any of the units that I have listed throughout this video, then I would make sure that you go ahead, level them up, get them ready, and it doesn't matter really which ones you have. You have 5 team slots, so that's at least 10 characters right there you can work on. I would focus in on those, just so that way, just in case you don't pull the EX, or you're not going to summon for the EX and you're going to save for another banner, I would focus your resources on those. Get them leveled up, get them max boosted, max level as much as you can, so that way whenever these new units, which should be Kaido, blue Kaido, I'm hoping, you can actually be well prepared. And just because it's going to be a hype unit, you can run right over it with whatever unit and team that you have prepared for them. I apologize, this is a longer video than normal, but if you enjoyed this and found this useful, make sure to go down, hit that like button, as well as subscribe to the channel for more One Piece Bounty Rush content. That is going to be it for today's video. I'm out of here. See you guys.
Going up.